Hey there. It's me, Eden. If you are new to the channel, then please subscribe to my channel and visit my Patreon page for early access, link in the comment, thanks. On Saturday I went to the mall with Carol, Sherry, and Heather. This might be one of the last weekends that I would be able to shop in relative anonymity for a while. Recognition of me had been slowly diminishing as we got further from the final date of the play. But if I thought that I would be able to shop peacefully, then I was mistaken. We had only been in the mall for 5 minutes before a crowd started to collect behind us, and then the autograph seekers started again. I was surprised at the magnitude of the crowd that had begun to gather, since it had been weeks since the play had ended. As quickly as I signed autographs, new seekers replaced the ones that had received theirs. Carol, Sherry, and Heather ran interference for me by encircling me to protect from the crowd, and then mall security arrived to help further. When I commented to one of the autograph seekers that I had been surprised to have been recognized, she said, "Are you kidding? Haven't you been into Barrett's today? Your picture is everywhere." "What do you mean? There's hardly a place in the store that doesn't have your picture in it. Are you the official spokesperson for the store?" "I've done some commercials for them, but they haven't run yet as far as I know." "Well, they're running them in the store." And as I finished signing the personalized autograph, she said, "Thank you, Miss Ramsey." "You're welcome." I signed autographs for perhaps the next half hour and then managed to quickly exit the mall with the help of the mall security guards. Sherry drove me home and we all went inside. Mom was surprised to see us back so soon until we told her the story. She said, "I didn't know that they would use the pictures so quickly." Looking at Carol, Sherry, and Heather, she said, "Girls, I'm sure that you would like to continue your shopping day. Please stop in Barrett's and see about these pictures." "Okay, Mom," Carol said, and they left for the mall again. I changed out of my skirt and into a pair of shorts since I wasn't going out. I got the book that I had checked out of the school library and laid down on my bed to read. The afternoon passed quickly as I became immersed in the novel. Carol arrived home around 5 o'clock. I had just started to help Mom prepare dinner when she came into the kitchen. "Mom, Cries, you wouldn't believe it. Cries' picture is everywhere. They have giant posters promoting the special next weekend and other posters showing Cries promoting the store. They also have videos running at a dozen places where they are showing the commercials that Cries made. It's incredible. It's like Cries is a famous movie star or something." Mom said, "Well, dear, it looks like your notoriety has started a week sooner than we thought. This should help to boost the ratings for the show though, and that might help get some notice from the studios in Chicago." "Yeah, I guess so, Mom. It looks like I had better invest in some sunglasses, though." "Way ahead of you, Cries," Carol said, reaching into a bag that she was carrying and removing some sunglasses. "One of the drugstores had a 2 for $1 sale, so I got you 4 pairs. Look at this pair. Isn't it just the coolest pair that you have ever seen? And look at this mauve pair." I picked up the mauve pair and put them on. Flashing a big Hollywood smile, I said, "What do you think?" Mom just grinned. Carol said, "Wow. They look great on you, Miss Incognito." "Thanks, sis, for getting me the glasses." "You're welcome." "Okay, girls. For the next couple of weeks things may get a little crazy. Crystal, from now on you have to look the part whenever anyone can see you. No jeans, pants, or shorts. Skirts and dresses only. Your appearance must be impeccable whenever you leave the house. Remember, you will never know when someone is taking your picture, or listening to your conversation, so be alert at all times. We don't want your opportunity ruined before it has a chance to flourish. Okay? Okay, Mom. Carol, stick as close to your sister as you can when she's outside the house. We will never know when she needs help to avoid a difficult situation. Okay, Mom. In school too? Mom looked thoughtful for a moment before saying, not after the first couple of days. The other students should accept her notoriety quickly and leave her alone. Most of them anyway. We always have to be wary of stalkers though. No, I'm more concerned about her being overwhelmed by reporters, fans, and autograph seekers. The special presentation will be seen throughout the entire region. For a few weeks, Crystal should be one of the most popular people in the area. After that it will die down quickly and we won't have to be as concerned. Remember that this isn't Los Angeles, Chicago, or New York where people are used to seeing movie, television, and stage personalities. Crystal is a bit of an exception here. Okay? We both nodded. Good. Now let's finish making dinner. I'm getting hungry. I spent the rest of the weekend at home. There was a full-page promo for the TV special in the Sunday paper, and the station had started to run a promo spot every couple of hours. On Monday, we drove to school with Mom as usual. As we stood outside the school building before classes began, kids started to crowd around Carol and myself. They either wanted to congratulate me, or they wanted to know how I rated having my pictures displayed on the TV constantly. For the rest of the day I was the center of attention, and the main topic of conversations according to Carol's friends and my friends. By Wednesday things had started to get back to normal, but by Friday the anticipation had started to build attention again. Mom had made sure that I looked the part of a movie star during the week, making me wear my tightest skirts and dresses and 4-inch heels every single day, and I was rarely without my sunglasses except when in the classroom or at home. Aunt Jessica arrived at the house in time for dinner. Mom had called and invited her down to enjoy the presentation with us. She lived just outside the broadcast range and wouldn't be able to pick it up at home. Also, Carol had invited Heather and Sherry to come over and see the show with us. I had invited Debbie, but her parents had wanted her to stay and watch it at home with them and their friends since she was in the play also. At 7 o'clock we were all seated in front of the television when the show started. We made popcorn and bought chips, dips, and root beer soda. Carol, Heather, and Sherry started to squeal as soon as I came on the TV, but Mom shushed them down so that everyone could hear me speaking. Right after my introduction, the studio cut to my entrance on stage for the stand-up that I performed before each performance. Following that was a commercial break led by, you guessed it, one of the commercials for Barrett's. A number of other commercials followed Barrett's commercial, and for the first time in 20 minutes, there was something else on the TV except me. When the commercial break ended, the play began. For the next 3 hours and 40 minutes, there was very little time when I wasn't on the television screen. The station had even inserted 2 commercials for the premiere episode of Oliver on Board. The show ended following the theater group's presentation of my award and the closing statements that I made as host. I was still red-faced from having seen Rick lift me up onto the makeshift stage, and then take me down again and carry me over to the settee after I had received the award. As soon as it was over, Carol said, "I told you that it should be called a Crystal Night." That started an avalanche of congratulations from the small group. I again got as red-faced as I had been when I had received the award from the theater group. Mom proposed a toast to me with root beer soda and everyone joined in. After that came a brief critique of my various performances, the clothes that I had worn, and a discussion about stage makeup. At midnight, Sherry and Heather left for home. I was relieved that it was over. Now I only had to suffer through the premiere of Oliver on Board. I feared that the big build-up would be very embarrassing if I didn't even appear in the episode except for the opening credits background. I wished that the studio hadn't run those promos associating me with the show. I hadn't intended to remind anyone that it was going to be on. Aunt Jessica stayed for the weekend and left after lunch on Sunday. The Sunday paper carried a review of the Friday night presentation written by the same critic that had been so supportive of the play while it was running. Not surprisingly, he raved about the play again. He also marveled at the clever blending of close-ups and wide-angle shots by commenting that the close-ups must have been shot at a different time because he had attended the final performance and had not seen any videographers on the stage or in the wings. He also commented on the wonderful job that I had done as host for the broadcast by saying how comfortable and at ease I appeared in front of the camera. I thought about how easy it is to be at ease in front of a camera with 4 or 5 people around compared to performing a live stand-up in front of hundreds of people. If I made a mistake, they simply started taping over again. Also, when on camera, I had a teleprompter. On stage, you're on your own. At school on Monday, I was swamped with people congratulating me on the performance. During the day, a representative of every school organization, except for the boys' sports teams, approached me. From the student government to the bird-watching club, the representatives asked me to consider joining their group. I politely informed them that I would consider it and thanked them for the invitation. That seemed to be enough to satisfy them for the present. Carol made an effort to meet me at every class break, but I didn't really have too much of a problem from the attention of my fellow students. On Tuesday, I was having lunch with a couple of my friends when Lynn Evers and Donna Broccoli came over and sat down on either side of me, gently pushing my girlfriends aside to make room. Lynn said, "Hi, Crystal. Have you had a chance to think about joining the team?" Lynn and Donna were the co-captains of the cheerleading squad. Lynn had stopped me yesterday and asked me to join the squad. I had put her off politely, as I had done to all of the other offers. "Hi, Lynn. I'm sorry, but I haven't really had time to think about it. I've been very busy." "We understand. You're the biggest thing to happen to this school in years. You just have to join. We won't take no for an answer. Now what do we have to do to get you to sign up?" "I'm very busy, Lynn. I don't know if I have the time to do the practices." "No problem. We'll work around your schedule. If you can't make the regular practices, several of us will work with you when you have the time so that you can learn the routines. I've already promised Mrs. Abbott that I'll take part in the school play." "Not a problem," Donna said. "Most of the games are on school nights or Saturday mornings or afternoons, but the play is always at night on a weekend. You can do both. But I may have other acting jobs come up. We'll work around them." "No problem is insurmountable," Lynn said. "Let me think about it, okay?" "Okay. We'll talk again." "See you later," Donna said, and they got up and left. Barbara, one of the girls from my shorthand class, said, "Wow, Crystal. They actually came to you." Some of my girlfriends and myself tried out for the squad last year, but they barely acknowledged our attempts. The cheerleading squad only accepts the most popular girls in school. I can't believe that you didn't jump at the chance. You know, if you turn them down, then they're going to be plenty mad because that would be really embarrassing for them. And I sure wouldn't want that crowd mad at me. Barbara's comment startled me. As I thought about it, I realized that she was right. The cheerleader squad was composed of the school's social leaders. I knew that Carol had tried out for the team and had been rejected, probably because our family didn't have a high enough social standing in the community for her to become a member. It certainly wasn't because she wasn't pretty enough or coordinated enough. If I turned them down after their recruitment effort, then they would consider it a slap in the face. Because of their aggressive recruitment activities, I either had to have an ironclad excuse or I would have to join the squad. I also knew that Carol would be hurt because I had been recruited to join, where she had been rejected after she had applied to join. I couldn't be on the squad unless I found a way to circumvent the hurt that I knew that she would feel every time that she saw the outfit. I waited until we were home before I told Carol that Donna and Lynn had asked me to join the squad. As I suspected, she went ballistic. Why those two bitches? Our family wasn't good enough when I tried to join, but now they come to you because you were in the play. It'll serve them right when you turn them down. I can't wait to spread the word about it. They won't live this down for the rest of the school year. I love it. Those bitches will finally get a taste of their own medicine. I thought for a minute before saying, I don't know if I can turn them down. What? You're actually considering joining the squad? If I don't, they'll be venting their anger at me for the rest of the school year. Think about it. Like it or not, they occupy a powerful position with their own social roles and their families' positions in the community. We don't need them. We didn't need them before and we don't need them now. But before they weren't out to get you. They just rejected your application and forgot about you. This is a totally different situation. Think about what they can do if they actively consider us enemies. Carol sat down on her bed and contemplated the possible reactions. They could cause some problems, but it might be worth it to knock them down a peg. In less than a year you're going to be entering college. Why start problems now just to get a little revenge? I've got a better idea. Let's use them. How about if I get them to sign you up too? It would look good on your college application. I've heard that colleges love joiners. It shows them that you'll fit in with their student body. She said, no. I don't want to join anymore, but I felt that she wasn't being totally sincere from the tone in her voice. Well, I'd hate to join without you. I need my big sister to help me. That time is behind me. You know, you could do more mischief from within the squad than from outside. And you get to spend all that time with the jocks. I could almost see the wheels turning as she thought. That last part would be great. That's the only reason that I even considered joining the squad in the first place. Okay, then. Next time they ask, I'll tell them that I'll only join if you can be on the squad also. Wait a minute. I haven't agreed yet. Hearing that Ayet told me that she had decided. She just wanted to be convinced a little more. This is the ultimate revenge. They rejected you not because you weren't pretty enough, and not because you weren't talented enough, but because our family didn't have a high enough social standing. Now they wind up with not one, but two members of the lower classes. That's ironic, isn't it? Yes, you're right. Let's do it. Maybe we can even help some others get on the squad. Each member gets to vote on new members. I was glad that Carol would be with me on the squad. I also hoped that circumstances would arise that prevented me from actually participating. More than ever, I hoped that I could line up some jobs that would force us to go to Chicago, or maybe even California. Carol would have to select a college soon, and our fund was not nearly large enough for her to consider applying to one of the IBIGA schools. Please subscribe for the next part and visit my Patreon page for early access. Link in the comment. Thanks.